What's happening? What's going on? Part of my presence YouTube channel. This video unfortunately is about another slain rapper who lost his life and is gone too soon. Some people might be confusing this with a video dedicated to the battle rapper Pat Stay, who lost his life in Halifax, Nova Scotia due to a stabbing. Some of you might be confusing this with the attempted robbery of a rapper from Houston named Sauce Walker, who was almost got in LA. Some of you might be confusing this with Quando Rondo and the fact that one of the members of his entourage lost their lives due to a shooting. And some of you might be thinking that this is a rerun, a repeat of a video that I did about a month or 2 months ago regarding Jada Youngin, who lost his life due to being shot and killed in Louisiana. But no, actually this is about another rapper by the name of PnB Rock, who lost his life yesterday, and he was also in LA. He was shot and was killed in none other than the world famous Roscoe Chicken and Waffles in LA, which is crazy in itself. And unfortunately this is going on too often, where we have to report it, where we're getting confused and we can't keep up with the rappers who are dying in a violent way. But I want to talk about this because there's so many things to discuss here, especially in this particular scenario. And I just want to provide some insight and shed some light and share some information I think may help aspiring rappers maneuver in this industry. Now first, before anything else, I want to send my condolences to the family and friends of PnB Rock. But let's be real right now, okay? This person was a man, 30 years old. He had ties, he had connections, he had offspring. So let's say his real name, which is Rakim Allen, okay? He is the one who lost his life. Forget PnB Rock, Rakim Allen was murdered the other day. And I think it's important that we mention that and pay respects to his family and loved ones, because this guy was a brother, he was a son, he was a father, he was a boyfriend. So all of these things must be acknowledged, and we must look at these people as human beings with lives, with ties to the community, with people who depend on them, with people who love them, and we should cherish them and respect them and remember them as human beings. Okay, so that's first and foremost. So now that we got it out of the way, I want to get right into it. It's been reported that this was a botched robbery where someone came in, I guess, looking for his jewelry or looking to get money off of PnB Rock, and something went wrong and he was shot and killed. Now, I think it's important that we make this very blunt and purposeful so that everybody understands this. We are in a recession. A recession, just for the record, a recession is when you have 2 consecutive quarters of declining GDP, okay? Which means that the economy is not doing well, even though you might see ads saying that the jobs are there, people are hiring, but are these full-time jobs? Are these jobs with great compensation? Do they provide benefits? Do they guarantee full-time hours? Are these jobs that are 9 to 5s, or are these jobs overnight, graveyard shifts, right? These are things that are important that people need to understand. We are not doing well as an economy, and when I say we, I'm including Canada, I'm including the US, North America, and even globally if you want to look at it from that standpoint, right? Because even in China there's things going on where there's signs that the economy is failing. So it's very, and then you got the war that's going on within Russia and the Ukraine. So there's many things that are happening on a global level, which indicates that things are going awry. Now, to add to that, you have the cost of living increasing, it's rising at an astronomical rate. People's wages are not keeping up with inflation, right? Because you have inflation as well too. So what's happened is that the cost of living has increased by so much where people are not able to make ends meet. You have people who are working multiple jobs, looking for the 3rd and 4th streams of income just to make ends meet. The whole idea of being able to have disposable income, the whole idea of being able to save up money to go on vacations, the whole idea of being able to keep up appearances for social media, all of those things are pressuring people to live beyond their means and to take penitentiary chances in order to maintain that image or that lifestyle. And this has put people in a precarious position where people are willing to commit crimes. And when you're willing to commit crime, this is why you have the uptick in crime that's going on all across North America. And this is where you have people who are doing these brazen shootings, doing these brazen robberies, because they're looking to get money and come up off a lick. And these rappers are nothing but walking and talking billboards of cash. And they are the perfect victims. Why? Because who better to rob but a rapper? Because a rapper is not going to cooperate with the police. A rapper is not going to file a police report. A rapper is not going to identify their assailant or the robbery suspect. A rapper is going to keep it pushing, keep things on the hush hush, even pay more money to get their jewelry back and to keep this under wraps. So in other words, if you are someone who's in the criminal underworld and you see a rapper, or you realize that a rapper is within your reach, that's easy money, especially when that rapper is by themselves. And unfortunately, based on what I'm reading about PnB Rock and what happened to him, he was with his girlfriend. He wasn't with any security, but he was with his girlfriend. And his girlfriend put out a tweet or posted on IG where they were located, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. And as a result of that, people found out where they were, and such occurred, and this is why he's no longer with us. So let's get into the whole social media aspect of this situation, okay? Number one, I'm not a famous person, but even I know you never post your location of where you are in the moment. If you have pictures that you want to share with people, you want to post on social media, you wait till you get home, right? And you enjoy the festivities at the moment. You enjoy taking pictures with your friends. You enjoy having a good time out, but you never post anything online in real time, because when you do that, you're notifying everybody. And most of the times these rappers have millions of followers, or six figures of value of followers, where people are being notified that, oh, you're in Toronto, oh, you're in LA, oh, you're right around the block at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. And somebody who has the time, who is not at their job working, is going to see that, and they're going to take the opportunity to come and see you. And that is exactly what happened here. And it's very sad that this was unfortunately done by his girlfriend. I don't know if it was on purpose, like she set him up by putting out his location of where they were at the time, or whether it was just done by accident, right? Similar to what happened to Pop Smoke in LA a few years ago, where he gave out his location of where he was staying in the Airbnb. But I think it's important that we practice the proper safety protocols and we stop putting out our locations for everyone to know where we are, right? I mean, I don't have as much followers as him, but I know that if there's people that are looking for me, or if there's people that would want to take that opportunity to harm me putting out where I am in the moment is not a great move. So while we're on social media, I do want to add one more thing to this, okay? You hear a lot where rappers say that being a rapper is the most dangerous job in the world, or a dangerous job in the US or in Canada, wherever you want to consider it as far as where you are being a rapper. They say it's one of the most dangerous jobs. Now, when I hear that, I think about the word job, and I think about you being an employee and you having an employer. Okay, and when I hear that, all I could think of is that these rappers are doing these things on social media at the behest of their employer. Now, who is their employer? Their employer is the record label, right? The guys in the white suits, or the white guys in the dark suits, however you want to look at them. But the point I'm making here is that a lot of times, these rappers are posting on social media, are engaging on social media, are trying to upkeep an image on social media that is completely false. Let me explain something to you. If you're a rapper in these days and times where the main form or medium to get your music out there through streaming providers, then you have to understand that you're not making much money at all from your music, because people have been conditioned to get music for free, right? We went from downloading stuff illegally on Napster and LimeWire and BearShare and all those places, with that being bad, to now we get our music from Spotify, Apple Music, and all those other places for free, right? So we have to understand that these rappers aren't making money through the means that you think they are. It's not through music. It's through engagement. It's through selling things. It's through sponsorships. It's through them being salespeople and being able to retain an audience for a certain amount of time, right? The engagement factor. And the way how rappers are engaging their audience, or the way how they're amassing their amounts of followers, millions of followers, is through doing stupid shit, outlandish shit, similar to what we are seeing, or what we've seen FN Mecca do in his virtual AI realm, where he's doing off-the-wall outlandish shit, right? That's similar to what rappers are doing on social media, and what they have to do in order to get their followers up, in order to get people to engage with them and watch them, in order for them to become a viable option to get sponsorships and become salespeople. So the pressure is there. And the messed up thing about it is that in any other industry, if it's a dangerous industry, if it's a high risk industry, if it's an industry where many of the workers and their employees have lost their lives on the job, usually there's some type of ramification, right? Or there's some type of a governing body that regulates these things, that looks into the safety, to protect and to be advocates for the safety of their employees, right? In here in Canada, we have WSIB, we have workers' compensation, we have the Health and Safety Board. So we have all these people that you could call to say, hey, my employer, it has an unsafe workplace, a lot of hazardous material left around, and the fumes are causing a lot of people to become ill. And that governing body will come into the site and review all of the information. And if they find that there's a lot of safety issues and hazards, then that company will be fined, or they'll be shut down, and they'll have to come up with some type of safety protocol to ensure the safety of their employees. So why isn't it that that's not even a conversation for these record labels? Because it's clear that these rappers are workers. It's clear that these rappers are employees, and that they have to do whatever the record label says. And they're doing all these things to appease the record labels and to appease their advertisers in order to get sponsorships. So why isn't it that the onus, the responsibility is not on these employers to ensure the safety of their employees? Why is it that the record labels are not held responsible for providing the proper safety and security for their employees, their rappers? Why don't they have security? Why don't they have certain situations where you have rappers in hotels, right, which are locked down, which have tight security, as opposed to rappers being in Airbnbs where they're completely vulnerable, where they're completely exposed? It makes no sense, because this couldn't happen in any other industry. So why is it happening in the music industry? It's mad, it's crazy. I don't understand why those things are not brought up, because clearly the record labels understand the risk. Why? Because the record labels have taken out life insurance policies on these rappers, where if a rapper were to lose their lives, then they get kickbacks if those things are to happen. Now, it's not even clear whether or not the families of these rappers who lose their lives, unfortunately or untimely, if they even get any money from these insurance policies. So whether these insurance policies, if they cash out, if it goes directly to the employer and no one else shares in that. Because if that's the case, I wonder if these rappers even know that life insurance policies are taken out on them. And I wonder if they knew, they would actually make it a point to tell these record labels to say, look, if you're gonna get millions of dollars if I die, then why aren't you providing security for me? Or a better question is, if you stand to make a lot of money if I die, then why would you protect me? Why would it be in your best interest to make sure that I survive? Why would it be in your best interest to make sure that I make it home to my family if you plan on making more money off of me if I die? On top of that, from what I understand, PnB Rock just became independent, so he was no longer tied to a record label. So who knows how that plays into the whole situation? Whether the record label, left him exposed where these things could happen. We don't know, right? But the sad part about it is that the way how this industry is set up and the things that are going on, it's so sad that no one is holding these employers, these labels, execs, all of these people accountable for what's happening far too often, where the demise of a rapper is seen for everybody to witness and nothing is ever done. And all we ever do is say, rest in peace. He was a good rapper. I'm about to go listen to his catalog. And then that's it. We move on to the next rapper until the next rapper gets killed. And then we have the same thing over again on repeat. It's crazy, it's dysfunctional, and it needs to come to an end. Somebody needs to say something. So I said a lot in this video. I hope my points have resonated with you. You let me know how you feel about this. If you feel that the record companies need to be held more responsible for the way how they allow these rappers to navigate through the wrong parts of town, because this Roscoe Chicken and Waffles was in the hood. He probably shouldn't have been there without security, and he definitely shouldn't have been there where his girlfriend is texting and posting their location, right? So all of these things are factors, and for anyone who's aspiring to be a rapper, you need to be very careful of where you hang out, what you are wearing when you hang out. It's probably best that you be modest, but at the same time, in order to be a rapper and to get all of these looks and attention and everything else that you need to sell, whatever it is that you're selling, because it's not music, you need to get as much eyes on you with as much attention as possible. And with that attention come the bad things about attention, especially when you get that attention without really having the money to match it, because these rappers are broke. Let's face it, these rappers don't make as much money as they claim to make. A lot of times the jewelry that they're wearing is either rented or they're fake. The money phone that they're showing and the money spread that they have in all of their pictures on IG, it's fake money, it's Hollywood prop money. So all of these things are all factors, but they're all doing it because of the pressures that the label and the industry have placed on these rappers, and it's such a shame. So you let me know how you feel about the situation. Once again, rest in peace to Rakim Allen, PnB Rock, and let's hope that we don't have to come back again a few weeks from now or next month or even next year and have the same conversation again. Something needs to change. You let me know how you feel about this. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And again, next move, best move. And let's make sure we keep making best moves so that way we have more next moves. That's very important. Until next time, part of my presence YouTube channel. Peace.